NFL divisional round is right here. It's starting. One of the best times in the whole entire football season. Of course, outside of other great times like next week, the conference championship games. But I wanted to talk about coaches today because, in general, man, there's some fun coaches, there's some boring coaches, and who would be the most fun coaches to hang out with here left? And I wanted to rank them. So we have the following football teams. Let's get right to it. From worst to first, the coaches I'd like to hang out with the most, and the coaches I would like to hang out with the least. So let's start off. We got the following teams. We got the Chiefs versus the Bills. We got the Buccaneers versus the Lions. We have the Packers versus, I'm blanking, the 49ers, and the Texans versus the Ravens. And those coaches are the following coaches. We got Andy Reid, DeMeco Ryans, John Harbaugh, Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, Todd Bowles, and Sean McDermott. Those are the 8 coaches. There's no Belichick's. I mean, I guess the 2 most decorated coaches here would be Harbaugh and Reid. I know a lot of people want to say that Kyle Shanahan is, but he really hasn't won anything yet. He's been to a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator. He's been to a Super Bowl as a head coach, and he's come out with no championships in either one of them. So let's see what we got here. Number 8, the coach I'd like to hang out with the least has to go. I'm sorry, my man, Todd Bowles, who I cannot think of one interesting thing he said. It seems like most people think he's a really nice dude, but that's about it. Nice guy from all accounts. He's one of the nicest guys. That's it. Never heard one meaningful thing Todd Bowles has ever said. So sorry, Todd, not having a beer with you. Number 7, Sean McDermott. Look, I guess the only interesting thing he said is when he tried to compare. This is why I don't want to hang out with him, by the way. He tried to compare Al Qaeda's leadership style and that it was successful to his football team. You do not want to hang out with a guy who can find a way, like, Al Qaeda, like, bad people, but there is a thing about them where they really had some really fantastic leadership and they stuck together. Not a type of guy I want to hang out with. Next up on the list is Kyle Shanahan. I feel like Kyle Shanahan would only talk about football and quarterbacks the whole entire time, and that's it. He doesn't seem interesting at all. Now, to be fair, his dad, Mike Shanahan, didn't seem that interesting either. Maybe Kyle Shanahan is just all football talk, all coaches talk, and isn't the type of guy who's going to come out there and really move the needle on the podium. Maybe if they win a Super Bowl, we find out something more fun about Kyle Shanahan. But right now, Kyle Shanahan does not seem like the type of person I would want to just, hang out with, have a beer, enjoy my day with. Number 5, Matt LaFleur, another guy coming out of the Kyle Shanahan tree. Another guy, don't think he's really had anything interesting to say other than getting basically like sideswiped by Aaron Rodgers all the time. I feel like I had heard 1,000 quotes about Aaron Rodgers from Aaron Rodgers about Matt LaFleur, and never heard Matt LaFleur say a single word. I don't know a single thing about him. I feel like maybe some Packer fans will come in here and leave some comments and tell me he's actually a really fun and interesting and intriguing guy, and I have Matt LaFleur all wrong, and maybe I do, but overall I just think Matt LaFleur is the type of guy wouldn't really necessarily go out of my way to want to have a beer with. Number 4, DeMeco Ryans. Great coach. Another guy that, frankly, I don't think many of us know about. Now, to be fair, I put him 4th here for multiple reasons. The number 1 reason being he is a new coach, so we probably don't have enough time to get to really know him. And I think out of all these guys on the list, Todd Bowles has been to the playoffs. Sean McDermott's been to the playoffs. Shanahan playoffs, LaFleur playoffs, Harbaugh, Reid have been to the playoffs, except him and Dan Campbell haven't. But the difference there is DeMeco is a first-year head coach. Number 3 on the list, and by the way, do any of these coaches actually seem like someone you want to hang out with so far? I would say absolutely not. Number 3, John Harbaugh. He just got upgraded because his brother's fucking interesting, and Jim seems like a guy that maybe I don't want to hang out with all the time, but one time to find out how quirky he is would be pretty fun, I would have to say. That's the only reason that John made this list. There is no other reason other than his brother seems like a good hang. So I'm guessing John Harbaugh is a good hang as well. And it seems like his players always really, really like him. And they kind of go to war for him. So he must be a lot more interesting and fun and probably just a really good dude. All right, here we go. The top 2. Now, before we get to the top 2, let me know who you would want to hang out with the most out of all the coaches left. By the time you watch this video, there might be only 4 coaches left, which is, very, very, very possible. And at the same time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. This is George on Tap, part of a Sports on Tap. Number 2, we're going to go with Andy Reid. Andy Reid seems like a good hang for a reason. The dude loves his food. The guy dreams about a burger after the Super Bowl. And you know damn well you're going to be going out with him. You're going to have a good time. And you're going to end up eating some ridiculously good food. You might get some high cholesterol. You might eat unhealthy. But if Andy Reid is hanging with you, you're going to eat some good food. And that's really important in life, in my opinion. Good company, good food. You can break some bread. Don't think you're going to like some fancy French cuisine or some Italian. Maybe you'll go to Italian. But in general, you're going to get a big ass steak. You're going to get burgers. You're going to get something really meaty and heavy and hearty. He just seems like the perfect guy to be the coach of the team in Kansas City. And that just leaves one on the list. And I thought this one's pretty obvious. And that's Dan Campbell at number 1. We have all made fun of Dan Campbell for multiple things. We've all thought that Dan Campbell was not going to succeed in the NFL. Well, he succeeded. The dude says he drinks like 6 cups of black coffee a day. He says he's obsessed with protein. The guy's kind of a meathead, but he would be a fun hang. And I'm sure after the season and after the caffeine, the guy will throw it. If the guy can drink 6 cups of caffeine, that means 1 beer is not going to get him going, most likely. He's probably going to have a few beers with you. He's going to have fun with it. And he's going to really enjoy his time hanging out with you as much as you enjoy your time hanging out with him. He's going to motivate you. He's going to, like, if for some reason someone messes with you, he's going to stand up to you, for you. Great guy, great hang. So number 1 overall would be Dan Campbell. Thank you so much for reaching the end of this video. Just wanted to kind of rank the coaches here going into the weekend. Wanted to get this out before the weekend, so I hope you enjoyed it. My name is George Arjour or George on Tap. Make sure you follow me on all social platforms, George on Tap, and we'll see you guys next time.